Good morning, my dear brothers and sisters. We can relate very well with the two disciples walking toward Emmaus. Jesus just died, and they saw before their very eyes how exactly it happened. The chief priests and rulers handed him over to a sentence of death and crucified him. They saw in their very eyes the gruesomeness and the cruelty of Jesus' death. Jesus, in whom they had placed their hopes and trust in, had died on the cross. Their hopes and dreams were shattered. There is all the poignant, wistful, bewildered regret in the world in their sorrowing words. We were hoping that he would be the one to redeem Israel. They were the words of men whose hopes were dead and buried with Jesus. But something beyond their understanding happened. Some women from their group were at the tomb early in the morning and did not find his body. And they had reported that they had seen a vision of angels announcing that he was alive. So this whole situation seemed to these two men to have no explanation. How could that be? He had just died, and they had seen him die before their very eyes. How could he be alive? They could not wrap their heads around it. The death of Jesus was just beyond painful. His resurrection was beyond comprehension too. But then Jesus came and talked with them, and the meaning of life became clear, and the darkness became light. Jesus gave them the most beautiful gift, the gift of being able to make sense of things. Everything made sense to them in the end, and that was because of Jesus. We can relate because many times in our lives, we cannot fully understand things. Why things had to happen, why someone in the family had to die, why our prayers aren't answered, why this pandemic, why we had to lock down, why we had to do what we had to do. Oftentimes, we even tell ourselves things should have been done this way and not that way. There are many things in life that we do not seem to understand. Worse, we cannot wrap our heads around it. But we realize that understanding comes when we walk with Jesus. Things make sense when we go through a walk, a process, a journey with Jesus. Jesus has the power to make sense of things. It is in him that we can find the light that we need, the very understanding that we all need in time, in his time. Very powerfully, when the disciples saw that Jesus was going to continue his journey, they invited him to stay with them, apparently in their home, in that place where they lived. And the miracle happened. They recognized Jesus in the breaking of the bread. This painful, beyond comprehension COVID journey perhaps can make sense when in your own homes you have invited Jesus and you have recognized him present, alive, and breaking bread with you. Hopefully, you have already reached that point. Amen.